Hi all, welcome back. This is now issue 83 of Build Your Own Back to the Future DeLorean. Okay, so here we go. This is now issue 83, as I said. I have been slightly nervous about this issue, and I don't know why. It just looks a little bit daunting. There's so many small parts in there, and there's a lot of build to do. So, I don't know, just feel a bit apprehensive about it. No idea why. Anyway, no further ado, let's just get stuck in. Okay, so let's go through the parts for issue 83. Let's open the bag and reveal all of the goodies. Okay, so in this issue we've got some AM screws, we've got some AP screws, we've got some more of those MP screws, and then we've also got what are these? Cylinders. We've got these cartridges, and there's 3 of those. And then we've also got this blue storage unit, a base. We've got this pipe, which is solid, and then in this little pack here, we've got some multicoloured decorative wire, and then we've got these 4 coiled wires. Okay. And then we've also got 2 lots of mesh. And then we've got 2 tabs. One has got some silver detail along the front, and one is just a regular tab that we used in previous issues. And that is all the parts. So lots of fiddly parts. So obviously I've got my digital copy here. So we're going to be using the MP screws to start with, and we're going to be working on these cylinders, and we're going to be using the mesh. Now this looks like it could be very tricky. You need to line the 2 holes up, and I'm going to zoom in a minute so you can see. You've got 2 holes there, and then you're going to line up the 2 holes on the mesh there. They're going to line up over the holes. Okay, and then whilst holding that, you're going to wrap the mesh around and then line up the holes again, and then secure them in with those MP screws. Now it's actually gone a little bit better than I thought it would. I thought that was going to be quite hard. So that's one in. and then the last screw through. So that wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought that was going to be a lot harder to do than it actually was. So we've done one, we need to do the same with the other one now. So again, same principle, we're going to line up those two holes. And I have just noticed my error. These are directional because you can see that the holes line up. Just about to see on there. If I turn this round, see the holes aren't lining up. They're off to one side. So yeah, they are directional. Forgive me, I didn't mention that, but I must have had it. Well, I had it right the first time. So again, we're going to wrap that round. And then secure those into place. With those MP screws, so that's one in. I'm just going to put the other one in. And there we have it. Okay, so that was the first bit. I'm going to zoom back out for a minute. That was steps 1 to 4. Now step 5. We're going to need some AP screws this time. And we're going to need 2. Let's grab those out. And then we're going to secure those to the base. So the base is this black part here, and you want the locating pins facing upwards. Okay, and then these are going to go on. Now there is a cutout, there's a keyway on the bottom of these. The top has got some detail on, so that will be at the top, and then you've got a keyway just there on the bottom over there. They're going to line up with the pattern on the base here. So yeah, that'll only go in one way. And then with an AP screw, we're going to screw that in through this large hole just at the bottom here. Like so. So that is one in. And then we're going to repeat that step for the other side. Again, there's a keyway in there, so this will only fit one way. And then with an AP screw, secure that in from the hole underneath. And there we have it. Okay, then after we've done that, the next step is then to attach this to the engine surround that we've been working on, and this is going to go in this hole here, this rectangular hole, and that is nearest this this silver unit here. Okay, and then looking at the picture, it's going to fit. Let me just see if this is directional. Okay, yeah, it is. So this will only go in one way. So it'll look like that. And obviously the screws that we put in will be facing inwards towards the engine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to secure that into place with an AP screw from underneath. Which is this hole just here. Again, not going to do it too tight because we're going through plastic, so just enough to secure that in. That's really looking good now, isn't it? Okay, the next step is to get another AP screw. We're going to take these blue parts here, and that is going to go next to that. And again, that will only go in one way because there's locating pins. One is on the corner and one is in the middle over on that side there, which will correspond with these holes. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in. Get another AP screw and fix that in from the hole just below. And there we have it. You can see the blue locating pins just coming through either side of that hole there. And then we have those installed. Okie doke. The next thing to do is we're going to be working with these coiled red wires. Okay, and I'm going to need tweezers because I just need to twist that round. Just like so, because again I want the it's got like a crimped end on there. I want the nice end facing upwards. Okay, and then what we're going to do, this is a nice fiddly part. I'll zoom in. On these blue parts here, it's going to fit in like so. So I'm just going to get a MP screw loaded up. Again, be careful because you don't want to disturb the coil. So it's going to fit on like that. And again, I'm going to move it slightly over to the side so that as it tightens, it will naturally bring that round like so. So that's one end, and then we're going to do the same for the other one. So again, the coil comes like this, and as you can see, that is not the right direction. So all I did with that is I hold it the right way, grab some tweezers, grab the crimped connection, and then just twist it round. That will then straighten that up, and then we're going to put that in next to the first one we just did. So again, nice and fiddly. And I'm happy with that. Okay, so then we've got the two coming down, the two coils. Okay, I'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we're going to do the same again for the other one. So we've got another 2. Again, I'm going to just grab the tweezers and twist that connection round. And then with another MP screw, again, secure that into place. This is very fiddly work, guys, very fiddly work. I'll just get it lined up and then the screw decides to ping off. Come on. Right, maybe if it might be more of a sensible idea if I use some tweezers. Like so. There we go. So that's that one in. And then the last one. Again, twisted the connection round to face the right way. We'll use the tweezers to line that up and get that in first time. There we go. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get these cables together. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of wire manipulations. Straighten them up. And I'm just using my tweezers for this. Now ideally I want these as neat as possible. And then I'll show you what I've done. Okay, I'm sort of happy with that. I mean, I suppose they're not going to look pristine, but it's going to look something like that. So you've got the spring, the coils that come down, and then it's disappearing into this hole just here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm happy with them. They're fairly straight, and I suspect these cables will be more hidden than that anyway. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So once we've done that, okay, we need an AM screw, and yet we're going to secure those cables from underneath. So I'm just going to grab my cable tab, and then as you can see underneath, the screw is actually going to go into the hole nearest this screw here. So the locating pin will go into the other side. And then it will go like that. So the screw goes nearest the screw. Okie doke. So I'm just going to zoom back out. Yeah, and there you have that. It's really starting to take shape now. Yeah, I'm happy with them. Okay. The next thing it wants us to do and I need to rewind. I'm ever so sorry, I've done that slightly wrong. I skipped a step because I'm doing it through the computer for a scan. It's a little bit more harder to see. So, sorry, before we do that, we need to put this rainbow cable in. Okay. Now, it doesn't say exactly how much to leave through, but we're going to pop that down the hole with those cables as well. And it doesn't say how much to put through at all, so I'm just going to put it through a little bit for now, and then we can come back to that. So as we were, then clip all those cables together. Right, and then we're left with this cable coming up through there. Okay, then the next step is we're going to be using AM screws again, which I've already got a couple out, and then we're going to use this other connector, this cable grip, and then what it wants us to do, I'm going by the image here, the other end of this cable, slide it underneath those red cables we did. and then we're going to pop that just over there, over the cable, and you can see you've got 2 holes there, and then we're going to secure this cable grip onto there. And then obviously we're going to use the AM screws to secure that into place. So I'm just going to centralise that as much as possible. So that's 1 and then 2. And I'll just tighten this up and then I'll give you a view of what I've done. So we should have something that looks along those lines. Okay, so the next step is to grab the cartridges. I mean, the image is showing this wire wrapped round and something along those lines, but I don't know until a bit later on. So yeah, what we need to do is get the cartridges. Sorry, I've missed a step again. I'm not doing very well on this, am I? It's because they're digital. I'm not used to it because it shows them, but then I have to scroll down to see the bottom 2 steps. That's why I keep missing them. So we're going to take the pipe, and then you'll notice one side has got a slight bend in, and they're going to fit along these 3 holes on the edge here. Okay, and this is a push fit connection by the looks, because there's no screw holes. And then you'll notice that you've got a little cutout at the end of that pipe, which is just enough for those cables to come through so you can't see them. And then you should have something that looks like that. Okay, the next step is to grab the cartridges. Now, you've got one side with a locating pin, just noticed. They've both got locating pins, but the locating pin needs to be downwards, and then you can locate this pin into that pin, and then you'll have a locating pin left at the bottom with the 2 screw holes. And then on this part here, you've got the 3 holes there. The locating pin will obviously go into the smaller of the holes. Like so. And then we're going to fix that from the underside with AP screws. So that is 1. Okay, and this makes me quite happy because I was messing around with the cabling. So when you do these coils, you don't actually see the rest of that cable really. So as long as you're happy with the position of the coils, then all's good. Now I am going to adjust this one because it's moved. And there you go. I'm happy with that. So we've got a lot of detail on there now, and you've got the pipe. It's now saying well, it's really complicated actually. This cable, it's hard to see, but it wants us to go round here with a little bit of sag, through the middle, and then round under the top there, just between the those cartridges, back round, up, I don't know, up through there or something along those lines. No, that's not right. I think it goes above that wire. So round there, and then through there. I don't know. Well, this is a bit of a puzzle. This is like something like out of the Crystal Maze. I'm going to tie a knot in that. Oh, I don't know, something like that. Okay, well, I'm going to do it like that for now, but it's something along those lines. You just bring the cable round, under through the middle of those, round the front of these, and then sort of do like a single knot, and something along those lines. That's what the illustration shows, but we can change that at a later date. That's not glued or fixed into place, so that is not a problem. So yeah, I was slightly dreading that issue, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I'm not sure why. I was just a little bit apprehensive about it, but there was nothing to worry about. I mean, it's a bit fiddly with the springs. Don't really understand the manual in regards to that wire that we're tying around, but I'm sure all, you know, everyone's model is different. I can just move it, or, you know, we'll see what happens later on. It could be that it just wants us to tie it up for the moment, so that we can run it somewhere else later on. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. That would be great. Really means a lot. Leave comments, that's fine, and if you wish to buy me a coffee, the link's in the description. So until next week, take care.